Hey there, it's Linda, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about 10 strategies that you can use to help you ace your next multiple choice exam. Strategy number 1 is to ignore any superstitions that you hear about multiple choice tests. So you don't necessarily want to be looking for patterns in your answers, and you don't necessarily need to worry if you've chosen option A for the last 4 answers. It's also a myth that you should choose option C if you don't know the answer, because some people think it's the most common answer. But in fact, choosing option C will also give you a 1 in 4 shot of getting the answer correct, just like any of the other options. Professors do tend to randomize answers, and there's not necessarily going to be a pattern in the answers. Strategy number 2 is to use your time wisely. Before you start the test, you want to see how much time you have and see how many questions are on the test. That way you'll know how much time to allocate to each question and how much time you'll have at the end of the test to review it. And as you're going through the test, you definitely want to make sure you're tracking your progress and seeing if you need to either speed up or if you can slow down to make sure that you can finish all the questions in time and complete the test. Strategy number 3 is to read all of the questions and answers carefully. You can easily lose marks by choosing the wrong answer if you read the question too quickly or if you misunderstood what the question was asking. You also might want to read the question over a couple times, especially if it's difficult to understand. You're also going to want to look for specific words that are included in questions and answers. So for example, you want to know if the question is asking you to identify the true or the false statement. And you also want to look for what's known as qualifiers. And qualifiers make a statement absolute. So look for the words always, never, every, and none. When these words are included in an answer, they tend to make that answer incorrect. You also want to make sure you're reading every possible answer that's given, even if you think you found the right answer. And this is because in multiple choice tests, sometimes they'll provide you with more than one correct answer or a partially correct answer, and in that case, you're going to want to choose the best answer. Strategy number 4 is to answer the easy questions first. So this will give you a boost of confidence as you go through the test, as well as help you gain some momentum. This will also ensure that you don't spend too long on any single question. And you don't want to do that because most questions on the test will be worth the same amount of points. So there's not really a use in spending too long on any difficult questions. So if you don't know the answer to a question, you simply want to make a note of it and move on. This will also help you look for more information to answer that question later on in the test, in the other questions. So there may be some clues for answers to previous questions, as well as some cues or reminders in those questions to help you come up with the answer to those previous questions. So here's a tip for you. The correct answer will sometimes be the answer with the most amount of information or the longest answer, and this is because professors definitely have an easier time coming up with correct information rather than giving you incorrect information. Strategy number 5 is to try to answer the question in your mind. As you're reading the question, try to come up with a possible answer before you read the potential answers that are written down. This will help you avoid confusion as you're looking at those possible answers. If you've come up with a similar answer that's written on the exam, then you can select that answer with a lot more confidence and a lot faster. Keep in mind that this strategy might be a little bit hard to use if you haven't done a lot of studying for this exam and you're not that familiar with the material yet. Strategy number 6 is to eliminate all the wrong answers. So personally, I find this strategy really helpful because it helps me narrow down my focus from all of the potential answers down to usually 2 potential answers, which gives me about a 50-50 shot of getting the question right. On multiple choice tests, there's often times when there's some answers that are obviously wrong or relevant to the question, so you can easily cross those off right away to help you narrow down and choose the correct answer. Strategy number 7 is to look for common types of wrong answers. Professors will often use the same types of wrong answers, so if you can find them in the question, you can quickly eliminate them and move on to finding the correct answer. One of these types of wrong answers is known as a reversal, and this is when the order of events in the answer is mixed up. Another type of wrong answer is known as the true but irrelevant wrong answer. So the information in the answer is factually correct, but it's actually not the answer that's going to answer the question that they asked. There's also the true but extreme wrong answer. So the information in the answer is true, but it's too extreme. So for example, the fact that they've mentioned, they say it's always true, when in fact it's only sometimes true. And finally, there's the answer where only one detail is wrong. So the rest of the answer is completely perfect and it would answer the question right, but there's just one small detail that's off, and that's going to make it the wrong answer. Strategy number 8. So this strategy is for all of the above questions. So the first strategy that you can use is try to eliminate all of the above as an option by finding one statement that's clearly incorrect. If you can find that incorrect statement, you can cross off all of the above as the answer. Let's say in another case, you have 3 statements that you can choose from and all of the above, and you find that 2 of the statements are definitely true, but you're unsure about the third option. In this case, the answer is likely going to be all of the above, and you can safely choose that as your answer. Strategy number 9 is don't be afraid to change your answer. So most students are given the advice to go with their gut and don't second guess yourself on tests, which is known as the first instinct fallacy. But research shows that most of the time students who do end up changing their answers change their answers from the incorrect to the correct answers, and most students who change their answers, they do end up improving their score on the test. So don't be afraid to change your answer if you see that another answer is clearly better than the one you chose in the first place. At the same time, don't try to overthink your answer and don't try to give meaning to an answer than what's written on the page. Most multiple choice tests are meant to be more straightforward, and professors are not generally trying to trick you. Strategy number 10 is to answer all of the questions on the test. For the majority of tests, you won't lose any marks for guessing on the answer, so if you're running out of time or you don't know the answer, you might as well just take a guess. And if you don't answer the questions, you're guaranteed to lose those marks on the test. And if you have time at the end of the exam, make sure to go back and check your answers and make sure you filled in all the answers as well. That being said, if you are taking a test where you lose marks for giving the wrong answer, then try not to guess. In that case, it might be better to leave the answer blank than to get the wrong answer and lose marks. So good luck on your exams this semester, and hope these strategies help you ace them. And if you're looking for more videos on how to navigate through college and beyond, then definitely be sure to subscribe for more videos. So thank you so much for watching today, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!